What up? This is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of Honeydew, which arrives on VOD, digital HD, and DVD April 13th, I'm here talking with one of the stars of this new film, Malin Barr. How are you, Malin?
I'm doing great. So nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. You're calling from Sweden, right?
Oh yeah, I am. I actually went out here. I'm shooting a TV show out here, so I had to fly out crazy in these COVID times, but it worked. There's some airlines still going. So
Awesome.
it's really dark outside. Yep.
Wow, I love Sweden. I love Swedish people. The girl with the dragon tattoo, Snabba Cash, Stellan Skarsgård.
Wow,
Sweden is
you
one of
know
my
it.
exactly. Sweden is one of my favorite countries I've never been to yet. So
Oh, you should go then. You have a reason.
exactly. Now, congrats on Honeydew. This is your first venture into horror, correct?
Yeah, that is correct, actually. Yeah.
Congratulations. Welcome to the genre. What was that experience like to finally step into the world of frights and scares?
Oh, wow. Well, I've always been pretty scared of horror films. I kind of said it's not my favorite genre. I think mostly because I'm scared of it. I watched The Ring when I was pretty little, and Poltergeist and The Shining, like sort of by
Yes.
myself. I don't know what my parents were doing, but so I was terrified early, and so I never really watch it unless I have someone to watch it with.
Hmm.
But saying that, there was a lot of great horror movies, and I was stoked to be able to be part of this one that I think is a really special one. Um, as soon as I read the script, I just knew that this was something strange and peculiar, and I thought really humorous take
True.
on a horror film. So yeah, I loved it. Very happy to have been in a horror movie.
In your conversation with writer director Deverell Milburn, what did he tell you about the kind of Hansel and Gretel that he wanted to make with this project, Honeydew? And do you yourself see your character Riley as a version of Gretel?
He told me a lot of things when we first met. I think I got his vision pretty clear straight away, because Dev is just he's just a brilliant and very specific director. And I think as soon as you read the script and then you have a conversation, you meet him in person, you just know what his vibe is, and his vibe really feeds into the film, obviously, because he wrote it. So I don't know if I know that a lot of reviews have said Hansel and Gretel, and I can definitely see the resemblance. I don't know why I never really thought of it that way. I think I was just focused on, obviously it's a couple and they're coming to this house, but what felt different to me, with Sam and Riley compared to Hansel and Gretel, is that, I don't know, not especially Riley, but more Sam, but they feel
Mhm.
like they wouldn't need to end up there if their relationship wasn't so bad.
Ah.
If they were just getting along a little bit better, we maybe wouldn't have ended up at that door. If we could just get along and figure out a solution, maybe they wouldn't have stayed so long. But then again, I guess that's kind of what it was with Hansel and Gretel. Felt a little bit more innocent, I
Mm.
feel. Um, and so I think that's what's fun with it. They are sort of not, they're slightly unlikable characters because they're very self-absorbed, and especially Sam, and he's doing his thing and he's kind of distraught. He doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't notice that anyone is strange or acting weird. Riley, in the other hand, she's more grounded, and I think she really tries. She kind of reflects the audience's, experience, because she kind of takes in everything, and we kind of see through her what's going on, and we experience through her, all these strange characters, and she's trying to take a stand on like what's going on. We should get out, but she doesn't really get there. She doesn't put her foot down and say, let's go. But I think there's resemblances, but I think that Dev has created such a unique and strange and new take on the story that partly it's not even comparable.
Well, let me stay on that then, of the follow up, because you kind of touch on the Sam and Riley. So, I mean, as a couple, Are they naive? Are they incompatible? I mean, are they cautionary tale for couples out there? How would you assess them?
Yeah, maybe they are a little bit cautionary tale. It could be.
Hmm.
I assess them in the way that, like I mentioned, I think they're a little bit up in their own, a little self-absorbed. I think
Hmm.
Riley is, she is the grounded, and she's, I see her, I myself as a Virgo, and Virgos can be very organized and little controlling. We know what we want and we're driven. And I think that she is very much a Virgo. She's like a super Virgo. So their relationship is lacking, and she tries to fix Sam to fix the relationship, and she thinks that she knows how to do everything. So I see her in the way that, she's smart and she's ambitious and she's there to do her work, and she wants to bring him along so she can get him, you know, organized or engaged into this thing that because he's sort of like just doing his thing. He definitely feels naive and just spaced out at times, like, so I think that their contrast makes it really fun. But of course it is, there's a thing in the relationship that makes them not see each other in a sense.
Hmm.
They're so focused on themselves, so she thinks that my way is going to fix him, and he is just oblivious and does his thing. So I think that's where they never fully meet in that
Yeah.
sense. So I think it can be a cautionary tale to modern life, where we all think that we're right about everything. We're
Hmm.
like, my philosophy is right, everyone should do what I want, or like, maybe people need to find a better way of communicating. I think Sam and Riley definitely does.
I definitely saw that when I saw the movie, and you articulated it correctly, definitely. And I mean, Sawyer Spielberg, the son of the iconic, legendary director Steven Spielberg. But it's fair to say that both you and Sawyer are rising up pretty fresh in this business. Talk to me about working with Sawyer in your process in creating your on-screen chemistry or your on-screen dynamics between Sam and Riley.
We had such a fun time that it really wasn't that hard. I like to prepare a lot before I go on set. So I had done a lot of work on Riley before I came in. We had a reading together, but we had a rehearsal too. We didn't have that much time before the set. But I think as soon as even in the first reading, it was just kind of worked. We had this bickering, the quick pace, and
Mhm.
I think we both took in our characters really, really quickly. Um, and then the relationship was kind of there. Our chemistry was great right from the top. I mean, Sawyer is such a talented, great guy and actor, and we spent so much time together. We were staying in this house, and we would be on set together every day. And when we were not on set, we would, sit and read through sides, or I would force him to go out running in the morning. So, that was kind of also a Riley thing to do, I guess. Like, come on, let's work out, So I think that it kept building, but by us spending time together and talking about the characters. But I must say that some people you just have a good chemistry with, and just because their relationship and their bickering relationship, and they're like pretty quick with each other, um, could be hard to do, or to get that chemistry on screen. But with Sawyer, it was pretty easy. I think we both, being, like you said, not super new, but also, or for him, it's first feature film, but not, we have not been in the industry forever. We kind of trusted our play, and just had a lot of fun with it.
Oh
So it
man,
was
that's
such a good experience. The whole cast is brilliant. I mean, we had Barbara also, and Steven and Jim, everyone
yes.
was solid. So especially between me and Sawyer and Barbara, there was just so much to work with. I mean, we could barely, we would stay in the scene, but then as soon as this awkward silence and weird conversations would end, and Deb call cut, everyone would just burst out laughing. I mean, there was moments where we couldn't, me and Sawyer couldn't keep it together. We were like, what is Barbara doing? I can't. I'm supposed to be like worried and just swallowing everything.
Oh
So fun.
man, I would have asked Sawyer for his dad's autograph, but that's just me. And yeah, you're right. Barbara is also fantastic. I interviewed her last week, and she's just phenomenal in this film. And so,
Yeah.
Your characters went through quite a lot, not just camping outside, but also hallucinations and tortures and dreamscapes. And you guys were bound and gagged, basically. How tough was it shooting those scenes, and did it get physically draining?
Yeah, some of them. I specifically remember being on the pole. That was
Yeah.
towards the end of the shoot, and it got really cold those weeks where we shot those scenes. So we would shoot it overnight, 5 to 5 basically, and be outside, and it was freezing, and I had just basically like a nightgown. So the cold was one challenge. I was so cold one time. I remember when Goonie is picking me down when he's about to escape with Riley. And
Yeah.
I was like, I can't move. I'm gonna fall off this pole, I'm not gonna, because I was so cold, but I was like, I guess I'm still in character in a way, but also freezing. But that scene was challenging, and wearing the mask, which,
Yes.
at that point we weren't used to wearing masks every day. So it was it was a bit claustrophobic, but maybe good practice for 2020. Who knows? Um, you know, but that was definitely the more challenging scenes, with breathing and staying in this. And we were actually like partly bound to that pole. We're around our arms at least. And yeah, that one was a little hard, but I think that was about the only one that really was sort of challenging. It was also in the barn. The dream sequence was a little tough because it was
Yes.
really hot, and there was like all this hay just blowing around in everyone's face. But
Yeah.
I can't complain that much. It was a pretty solid shoot. So
And it showed well on the screen. It paid off, and you guys are such great sports about it. So, good on you. And so finally, what's next for you, Malin? I noticed that you go back and forth between Sweden and America doing gigs. What's next for you?
well, I'm gonna be out here. So I actually today started shooting a Agatha Christie show out here. So it's based
Love,
on
love Agatha
Agatha
Christie.
Christie's. Yeah, she's great. But this is actually a character that I had never heard of before. His name is Hjörsen. So it's such a weird name, but it sounds better in Swedish. But he is a character of Agatha Christie's that is partly Finnish and Swedish.
Hmm.
So it's a spinoff on that. And I'm going to be out here for a little bit for that. Um, so that's going to be really fun. A lot of great Swedish actors that I am super excited to collaborate with. And then I'm going to head back out to LA and have a few things in the pipeline, but nothing that I can talk about right now. But for now, it's really great to be able to be in Sweden and do a little work here and go back. So I'm very content. It's been a strange year. We're all staying, hanging in there, and very thankful to be working. So
Yes, and I love Sweden. Big fan of Stellan Skarsgård. And so, for my fans at home, everybody go check out Honeydew, arriving on VOD, digital HD, and DVD April 13th. Malin Barr, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
thank you so much. Have a good one.